Hello everyone and welcome back into my kitchen. Come on, let's do this. Okay, so here's what we have. I have here turkey, just the breast, so the bone is in, and it's a little over 2 pounds. You already know what I did, washed with lime and water and drained it off. And we're going to make an apple cider brine. So here's what I'm going to add. In here I have 3 tablespoons of my chicken bouillon powder. You can choose to use just salt. I'm going to also add in there 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. Also adding, I'm going to call that a tablespoon and a half of onion powder. Also a tablespoon and a half garlic powder. And I'm going to give this a mix. Also adding a squeeze of lime juice. I'm going to call that maybe about a tablespoon. Also adding in there a few allspice berries, maybe about 8, a sprig of thyme. And it's simple. What I'm going to do is turn my turkey over so that the meat is on the bottom, so that will soak up most of the flavor. And pour this in, and then I'm going to also add in 2 cups of my apple cider. This is going to be so yummy, guys, you have no idea. Let me add another cup, 3, just to get it completely submerged, or as completely as possible. The only thing that's really sticking out here is the bone. Let me put this here in the bottom, and I'm going to just cover this and put it in my fridge overnight, and tomorrow we will make it. Okay guys, so it is now the next day, and I've removed my turkey from the brine and patted it really dry. Remember I said this is a half of a breast, and I made a little bed for it here with some celery, onion, thyme, and the allspice berries that I had in there before. And what I'm going to do now is liberally add some paprika, black pepper, garlic, and I put it on here and give one last pat just to be sure, because what I want is to get a nice crispy skin on this. So the only way you can achieve that and not have your turkey breast steam itself is to make sure it's dry. So I'm just squirting some oil on here. Give it a good coat. Alright. And again, liberally go in here with each of my seasonings. My spices. It's my garlic powder, black pepper, and paprika, just regular paprika. I'm not using smoked this time. Make sure I can get some here. Let's make sure we have a good presentation. Alrighty, okay. And I really expect to get some nice coloration on this because we did brine it in apple cider vinegar. So there's enough sugar and stuff in there to make this brown up really nicely. So I heated my oven to 450 degrees, and I'm going to hit it with really hot heat for about 15 minutes, then back down to 350. and then go for about another 30 minutes. Before I forget to say, make sure that you remove your turkey from the refrigerator at least 30 minutes or so before you plan to cook it. Okay guys, so you know me, I'm a big fan of looking in your fridge and see what you have. So that's the game we're playing today. I figured I had one apple in the fridge, and I figured since we used that apple flavor in the turkey by brining it with the apple cider, why not carry on that flavor with the apples? And I'm sure the grapes are gonna do fine as well. I have a few grapes in the fridge that have seen better days. So yeah, I washed them, dried them, and I'm going to coat them with oil. And what I'm gonna do is, I think for the last maybe 15-20 minutes of roasting time, I will pop them around my turkey and we'll see what happens. I'm also gonna hit them with a little salt, maybe a half a teaspoon. It'll balance the flavors out nicely because these are sweet. The salt will bring out the flavor. Okay guys, so this has just come out of the oven, and it was in there for a total of 50 minutes. 50. Look at that. Sheesh. Okay, you know we can't cut this now. I'm going to tent it with some foil. Now, this year I've been stressing about doing Thanksgiving easy and not fussing too much. You see how simple this was. And I went to the store the other day, and I found this for 92 cents. So I got it. Usually I make my own cornbread dressing, but this year I made this per the package specifications, but I spruced it up. I added some fresh thyme, some sage, you know, make it your own. And I got that ready. And then the other thing I'm gonna do is a quick air fryer macaroni pie, or mac and cheese like they say in the US, but in Trinidad it's called a macaroni pie. And what it is, it's more, it's not as runny, so it'll hold together. If you cut it, it'll hold together. So you won't believe how easy this is. All right, guys. So for my macaroni pie, I have 1.5 cups of milk here. Also adding 1.5 cups of pasta. I'm using the Ziti. I'm gonna put in here, I'm calling that 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. I'm putting in some fresh thyme leaves, just a bit, and I'm gonna add in some salt. I'm gonna call that 1/2 teaspoon. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to pop this in my microwave for about 7 to 8 minutes. Now watch it to make sure it doesn't boil over, okay? All right, guys, so my pasta was in there for 7 minutes, and I almost had it flow over. I'm lucky, it got to right here. That's why I said keep watching it. I've added a tablespoon of butter. I'm sorry for the lighting, guys. You know what time it is, nighttime. I'm going to add in here just a little squirt of mustard, maybe 1/2 teaspoon. And some people add green seasoning to this. I find that when I add thyme, it's enough for us. I'm going to add in here about 1 tablespoon of just regular all-purpose flour. And don't worry, it's not going to taste raw once it's done cooking. It'll taste just fine. Now, a lot of people, or I should say historically, eggs are used to thicken this, but we don't really like eggs in it, so I just use flour to thicken it up. And then you can go in here with whatever kind of cheese you want. I have some mozzarella, and this is going to give a nice stretchy type of texture. I'm calling that about a half a cup, and I'm going to use, I'll say about a half a cup of cheddar. You get that mixed up. A couple of weeks ago I made some with smoked cheddar, and man, was that delicious. You can choose to add bacon to this. You can make it your own. Even if you just have bacon grease, it will give a really nice smoky flavor. And if you see here, it's already starting to bind up pretty nicely. I actually might add a little more milk to it, just a little bit, to loosen it up a bit. Let me get this mixed up, and I'll come right back. All right, so I had found this little foil pan at Dollar Tree. I think they're like 3 for $1, and it fits really nicely into my air fryer. And I'm just adding some panko breadcrumbs. You don't have to add breadcrumbs, but I'm going to share this with my kids, and my daughter really loves breadcrumbs on there, so we're putting breadcrumbs. And this is going to go in our little air fryer there for, I would say, about 15 minutes. This is enough to serve to 4 people with all the other fixings that you will have for Thanksgiving. So it's quick and simple. You can even actually not even pull out your air fryer. When you do your turkey, you can stick it in the oven along with the turkey, okay? All right, guys, so this is what we prepared with turkey. And we have some apples and some grapes to serve on the side. Here's our macaroni pie. Now for the last, I actually only cooked it for 12 minutes, and for the last like 3 minutes, I added some more cheese on the top. And here is our dressing or stuffing. And all of this came together very quickly. With the exception of preparing the turkey the night before, it came together in less than an hour, honestly. I have on my channel, let's see, I have several sides, and I have a brine turkey, lots of things. I'll try to list a couple of them at the end of this video, so you have some ideas of things that you can do. Alright guys, thank you so much for coming back into my kitchen and giving me the opportunity to show you how wonderful meal you can have for Thanksgiving and not have a whole lot of fuss. I will see you next time when I promise to make another delicious recipe. Bye!